Visit Central Florida Sports is part of Visit Central Florida. Okay, the tourism arm is Visit Central Florida, Visit Central Florida Experience, Visitors Experience, but the sports side of things, we've had interns come up through that system. Now, this is the business of sports. We're going to mix sports and business here. Over the years, over the last 3 decades, interns have come in, they've left, some of them have stayed permanently. About 45% of our current staff of roughly 40 people, something like that, were former interns. The 4 senior managers of the organization were former interns. They've been with us for more than 20 years each. So it's a system that really, really works. It keeps people here in Polk County. It pulls people out of our collegiate university educational system and even out of high school into Polk County. It keeps the talent here. Then they get developed, check their moral compass, their work ethic, how do they get along with other people, do they produce results? And through that system, it's arguably the best tourism sports staff in the country, and have been awarded many awards.
Been awarded that, but I think also, I mean, just as impressive from somebody who came from outside the system in.
We brought in a free agent.
4 different former interns run similar departments around the country.
Yeah.
So, whether it's, as close by as Lake County, as distant as Ohio.
Tampa.
So.
It's 4. It's more like 24.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many people have migrated. And, it's the coaching tree. It's really what it amounts to. One of those guys, we got to introduce him eventually here, Eric. From Joyce. And Eric, this is a last-minute substitution, but I think it really showcases what this organization and what Polk County as a whole, Bill Beasley, the commissioners, have endorsed this system. They recognize that it's a productive system, produces some of the best talent in the country. You're part of that formula. How does it feel to come in here? I mean, you're a former baseball player.
I am.
Come in here, went to Florida Southern. Now you're here.
He's already calling to the bullpen right now.
I got to start off by saying, first of all, kind of hard to follow in a 2-time MLB All-Star and batting champion's footsteps today. So
you can put that on your resume.
Yeah, I'll try my best. So give me some leeway here if you're watching. But
pinch hit for D. Gordon. That'll be
on
your resume.
There you go. I missed that one, Jack.
We got you as a free agent. I'm pinch hitting today. But you said it right. I mean, 4 senior managers that were former interns. So to be in, even as an intern before I became full-time staff, it was just, I was excited about it. When my parents asked me about it, I was like, the staff here is pointing out, like Jack said, people are leading in other organizations that formerly worked here. You could look at City of Auburndale with Cody McGee, and he was a former staff member. So seeing that makes me excited for the future, for obvious reasons. But it's just a pleasure to learn behind, 4 senior managers that have been in the organization for, 20 years plus. So.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Biggest surprise yet while you've been here, was it that 3 o'clock in the morning, alarm clock goes off to be out at Holloway Park for a run? Which was the one that was
Iron Man, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Iron Man 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
Which one, looking back through your card now, which one is you're like, I had no idea I was going to do that?
One of the biggest surprises that popped into my mind almost immediately was I actually didn't have a problem with Holloway Park. I kind of liked. I was out there early both days too. I got the short end of the stick, I guess you could say. But
it's when the bushes start moving in the dark. You're like,
yeah. You're going back there trying to get the Kubota out. You hear a stick crack, and you're like, oh. But no, I think it was absolutely when we recorded this show right here live at Sun and Fun, and I have a 10 by 20 tent that probably weighs like I don't know, 80 pounds.
80 pounds, dragging it through
dragging it through some grass and pebbles, like half a mile. That was a good time. So. That was probably one of the biggest surprises.
Emily
I'd
just
say.
smiling when we showed up with it. That was
Yeah, exactly. They didn't know.
You never know what you're going to get out there. I mean, you get some guy or some kid walking by picking his nose and just looking around.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that he's between a camera and what's going on behind the desk.
ice cream zombies. We had that. As they come walking, they just want the shade for the ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, just standing in the back, you know. But yeah, I think that was.
So what do you, on a daily basis, like now, what are you working on? I mean, obviously you work at producing, not producing the show, but pulling all the data together, lining up the guests and that type of stuff. We all know that. Tell us what else you're involved in.
Great job with the guests today.
Oh, yeah,
by the way.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a great job today, and now I'm right in front of you. So, but yeah, you know, coordinating the guests for not only our TV but our sister show as well, which we'll
The
mention
Ugly
later.
Sister show on the radio.
Hey, I'm on there, so I'm confirming it. I'm confirming it for everybody here live.
You got a face for radio. It's like Jack.
Yeah, you won't be seeing me again on here. But no, yeah, doing that, and then that's actually almost a small part of what I actually do, because right now one of the big projects I'd say is kind of getting ready. You know, people think, oh, the All Sports Awards comes up in June. You have to wait a couple months for that. No, we're starting a lot of stuff on it right now. So working with Emily and working on the All Sports Awards, coordinating everything that goes behind that. So that's one of my main projects right now, and then as well as helping Tyler on our staff with the FHSA 2026 soccer championships at Lake Myrtle Sports Park. So.
And a big part of what we just did in the museum and downstairs and all the rest was
the Polk County Sports Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Yeah, it was Eric's work as well. So he got a little bit of a break, just enough time to go see his family and back to work.
But it's kind of a fun way to get into the business world too. It just happens to, sports is generally done for fun. Some people play sports to be miserable, but others, like golf. But
say enough about Packers fans this year. Yeah.
Tell us what the most enjoyable event you've worked so far.
That's a really, really good question. Honestly, recording at Sun and Fun was a really good time, seeing everything that went in behind that with the incredible work that the PGTV crew does with that, so helping us out. That was definitely a good time. And then being at the state soccer championships was really cool, seeing, teams that are just incredible. There's a lot of incredible teams in the state of Florida, and seeing them match off and everything, all kinds of coordination that goes into that event that people don't even, think of. But
water skiing. You're new to water skiing. You've been involved in that.
I have been involved in that. Those were a good time.
Yeah. Don't get too much into the good time. I'm afraid John Bodie and Ryan Taylor are going to be knocking on my door. Hey, Mark, let's have a conversation.
Well, coming from the athletic side, participating
as an athlete,
from participating as an athlete, and then being able to sit back and see, not only the behind the scenes stuff, but the state soccer tournament was a perfect example for me. I had no idea that the support, especially those parents that came down from, was it Orlando or whatnot, that filled the parking lot. Yeah. And you looked out, there were tents everywhere, and they were, having lunch and enjoying the fact that the team had made it back to states. That's a portion of it that you don't see as an athlete, that you get to see through this, and you're like, wow, okay, there's part of the impact. These people are going to come. Not only are they staying in our hotels, but they're hitting our restaurants. They're, hitting the beverage castle and whatnot.
Pick up a moon pie and RC Cola.
So yeah, that's what I meant. And so you get to see the bigger impact than just the event itself.
Jack, you hit on something really, really important, and I alluded to it earlier, but didn't move it forward. Eric, the business of sports is a business, and you have to run it like a business in order to be successful, which the county commission, Bill Beasley, John Bodie, Ryan Taylor have always provided that support, that understanding that these guys are competing against the best on the planet. A few months ago, Visit Central Florida Sports was named the best sports commission in the country. Okay, now we've won more awards like that than anybody else in the state of Florida, but the fact is, what does that mean to you that, coming in as an athlete, this is really a business, profit, loss, generating revenue? How much of a shock was that to you?
I'll tell you what, it was a really big shock because, you talk about the coordination that goes into these events, not only just with what we do, but coordinating with other organizations. There's, just for the state soccer championships, you're coordinating with volunteers, you're coordinating with, the FHSAA, who are wonderful to work with. So definitely seeing that side of things was incredible. But, having Neil, who's one of the hosts of this show sometimes, as, the leader for the sports team, it's definitely helps me understand things better that I may have not known previously, even just as an intern, Just a couple of years ago, before I even had a thought about working here as an intern, I didn't know that there was people actively recruiting the events to come here. So when I was playing in those baseball events, there were people that recruited it there. So just thinking about that was pretty surreal.
Well, that's pretty awesome stuff. Wow. That turned out great.
Yeah.
Well,
we have to we'll have Eric on more often.
Yeah, pinch hitter for Major League Baseball player and All-Star. Go figure. Well, thanks, Eric, for pinch hitting, and of course Jack being one of our free agents that we stole from the Tampa Tribune. Too bad, but that's the way business runs. Everybody, thanks again.